Alright guys, what's going on today? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be going over the new Boruto episode 188. Have you guys seen what's going on? That shit is fire. But this episode was a waste, if I'm being honest. There's a couple things I'm going to talk about in this video, and let's get down to it. But firstly, I'm going to go over the video. Now in the beginning, it starts off with a baby Kawaki, or a younger Kawaki, and he's met by Goro. Now, him and Goro, talk to each other and everything, and this scene basically shows what happens to them in the future, and why Goro hates Kawaki, and why Kawaki hates Goro. So basically, Kawaki was like, I'm not going with you, and then he blows off Goro's chin when Goro tries attacking him. And his karma still activates. So anyways, he blows off his chin and it ends from there. Then it goes on to the scene of Delta meeting Jigen. Now this is exactly like the manga. The manga scene, this is exactly the same, where they're talking and she's like, I don't trust Kashin Koji, and he's like, don't worry about it, And then she slams the table and the table breaks. Like this is exactly the same as the manga. She breaks the table and then Jigen uses his power. If you haven't read the latest mangas, spoilers ahead, but actually I won't spoil anything. Anyways, he summons the table back and he starts eating again, and then he tells her, you're clear to go, but don't get in Kashin Koji's way, and if anything, report to me. And then she dips. Now as soon as she dips, you see Code lurking there. Like I said, Code has more action in the anime than he does in the manga. So when she leaves, you see a model come. And then Jigen tells a model, he's like, don't let anyone near me for the time being. I think this is when he goes to the 10 tails to get either chakra, or he's going to transform into his Ishiki state. Is one of the two things. So anyways, back to the original. Then you go back to Boruto and Dum. Now all the stuff is exactly the same as chapter 24 in the manga. So the scene goes back to Boruto and Dum, and you see Kawaki lying on the ground. While Boruto and Dum approach him, they look at him and they see that he took out all the puppets and he has a karma seal on his hand, and they all question why his seal looks exactly the same as Boruto's. And then Boruto's seal hurts and Kawaki feels the pain too, kind of resonate with each other. So Kawaki's having a dream, a flashback of when a real dad sold him out to Jigen. Now in the manga, they added more. In the anime, they cut out some of the stuff where Jigen gives his dad money and his dad's like, he's just a punching bag to me, I don't care, and this and that, which they took out all the stuff. I don't know why, but they took all that stuff out. Anyways, that stuff's missing from the anime. And then you see Kawaki wake up and you see Delta approach Kashin Koji. Then Kashin Koji's like, oh, you're here. And he's kind of anxious that why she came, and she's like, I came here on Jigen's order that you're taking too long, and he's like, fine, whatever. And then she's like, I brought Goro with me, and he's like, oh, that guy, really? But before Kawaki wakes up, or as soon as Kawaki wakes up, you notice one thing. Now this is a spoiler to chapter 55. There's only one part in chapter 55 when Ishiki, his soul, is talking to Code, and he tells Code to become the perfect Otsutsuki, which is a god. And on the picture of the god, you see all these Byakugans or whatever looking all around, and all these small eyes and everywhere. Now if you look carefully at those eyes, they're exactly the same as the eye Kawaki has when he wakes up. When he gets angry, like when he does that launch attack or whatever, you can see his eyes, they're bluish, whitish, and they have that weird ring around it. Now it's possible that Kawaki was becoming a god as well, because the way Ishiki said in chapter 55 that it's like absorb everything and become a god and everything, is the reason why he chose Kawaki rather than the rest of them. He's able to take the karma seal much better. So that means that Kawaki could possibly be a god, or he's on his way to become one, which is why Jigen chose him, and it goes down with him and Code in the future, which is kind of suspect, but it's okay. So going back to the original, and then you see Goro come and he attacks Boruto and Dum. Then a fight breaks out, and then him and Kawaki start talking shit to each other, and they're like, yo, gotta come back and everything. And he's like, nah, I'm not coming back after you. He's like, alright, I will hurt you then. Kawaki goes attack Goro, and you see how fast he moves, and he does that weird scientific ninja tool thing, and he attacks him. The episode ends from there on. Now this episode was nice and everything, but I feel like it was too much of a filler. Now I know this is mainly chapter 24 in this. Chapter 24 with all this talking, there's not much action. Chapter 25 is about to be hectic. Now if you saw the preview for chapter 55 at the end, they purposely did not show any animation, and if you look real carefully at all the characters, they're drawn pretty hectic. Alright, the animation at the end scene is hectic. They're so detailed out. I guess they're gonna do the best animation for that episode, because you're gonna see Goro fight Kawaki, you're gonna see the karma seal activate, Boruto's karma seal activate, and then that's the last part of the vessel arc, and then they go back to the village after chapter 25. So let's see how this turns out. But yeah, I feel that next episode animation is gonna be hectic. Anyway, stay tuned. Let's see what happens. Like I said, this episode wasn't that great, but I just want to clarify some things. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for my future videos.